All right. Hello, Insurance Automation Group. We are excited to have Joseph here with us with the Craig Wiggins Coaching Program and Gabriella, who's also a coach. We're going to learn about this program. They have been coaching, I think actually you guys are the longest standing coaching program that I'm going to have the pleasure to interview and learn about on these software demo calls that we are doing in the group. So I'm excited to hear about the program. I haven't seen it. So just like everything you guys watch me record, I'm going to have fresh eyes on it, and I'll try to ask questions that maybe you're burning in your brain as well. And then if this program can help solve problems in your agency and bring you to the level that you're looking to achieve, then reach out. They are going to have an awesome promotional pricing for you guys as well for being part of the group. So Joseph and Gabriella, thank you for being on with us. Why don't you take a second to introduce yourself? We'll give a little background and then we'll just dive into the program.
Yeah,
Ladies first.
Oh, thank you. I have been an agent with farmers for 16 years. So February 6th was my 16-year anniversary. As a farmer's agent, I love what I'm doing. Now I had the opportunity to work with agents through my career, just mentoring agents and helping agents when they start. And I've just found a passion doing this. I know that we're facing a lot of challenges lately, so I decided to join Craig Wiggins Coaching after they invited me to be a speaker in his conference last year in Vegas. And the reason why I decided to join is because in that conference, a lot of my limited beliefs changed in my mentality. So they have producers and agents who have been producing 100 policies, producers that are producing 100 policies a month, and they call the Scientific Club producers. And I was asking a lot of questions about how they compensate these producers, what the program is doing to help these producers to achieve these levels of production. And when they told me give me a little bit of the information, I just find out that, I was compensating my team almost in the same way, but I don't have my Century Club producers. So it intrigued me. I asked a lot of questions and I found a lot of value. So I decided to join them. I'm helping farmers agents. So I have several farmers agents already enrolled in my program. And basically what I'm doing with them is just, helping from A to Z, to review the systems, to develop strategies, to keep the agencies balanced if that's what they want to do. But in my 16 years, I think I learned a lot of things that I like to pass to the farmers agents.
Well, awesome. Thank you so much. I know that agents need it. Sorry, go ahead, Joseph.
Yes, I want to thank you both for allowing me to come on, and sincerely appreciative of this opportunity to share what we can do. Right now, we are all facing big challenges, aren't we? Big challenges, rate increases, tightened guidelines. Gabby, has it ever been harder to hire people in your 16 years? So it's getting really, really difficult to find and develop talent. Lead sources, goodness gracious, the cost of leads are going up while the quality is going down. It's harder and harder and harder now to connect with prospects via the telephone because of TCPA laws and guidelines, all that kind of stuff. So we are here to help agents that want to grow, that want to maneuver through these challenges and not just survive, but thrive. So if you want help in your agency, Craig Wiggins Coaching can help you. And I'm going to show you what our platform looks like in a little bit, but a little bit about myself. So 2009, Gabriella, I was just a young boy, 25 years old. I was in the banking industry at the time. You remember what was going on in 2008, 2009, y'all? Financial crisis. Our bank, the bank that I was working at, the stock was trading for like $1 a share. We took government funds, the TARP funds. I was like, I'm out of here. I got to get out of here. We had people turning in the keys to their cars, turning in the keys to their homes, just saying, take it. It was a crazy, crazy time in the economy. While I was talking with a friend of mine who's also a customer of mine at the bank, I noticed his bank account wasn't really shrinking. I hadn't heard from him any concerns. I reached out to Rusty. I said, dude, what's going on? How's your business? How's the recession impacting you? He was like, what recession? What recession was his response? He's like, dude, people need insurance. People have to have insurance. I don't have a recession. I'm growing like crazy. In fact, I need help. I said, That day, I updated my resume for the first time in 3 or 4 years. I was 25 years old, and I started applying for insurance positions all over. I applied with Farmers. I reached out to State Farm, reached out to Allstate. I landed on Allstate, and they let me open an agency at 25 years old. 25 years old. I got to be honest with y'all. I should not have been able to do that. They should not have let me do that, y'all. I was 25 years old. I borrowed every penny of the 50 grand that I had to have in the bank to prove that I had capital. And then I took a screenshot of that, and then I paid those loans and credit cards off. I didn't know what I was doing. But I found a way to write business. And I was writing my friends, family, personal network, social media connections, referrals, and actually doing quite well, but by myself and in a small operation. I met Craig Wiggins at one of our state events. He was at about $10 million or so in premium at that time. And I was really attracted to his operation, the way that he did things. He had been an agent since 1996. So at that point, 14, 15 years, something like that. I wanted to work for him. So I reached out to Craig and said, man, I want to work with you. You know what he told me, Gabby? You know what Craig Wiggins told me?
No, PMA.
He said, no, I don't want you to work with me. I just want to help you. I want to help you run your agency. I want to help you grow. I think that you can do this, Joseph. But you know what? I'm a stubborn man, Gabriella. Ask my wife. I don't like to be told what to do or what I can't do. So you know what we did? I went home that night and I said, Lauren, pack up the house. We're moving to Huntsville. We moved just under 2 hours away from Pelham, Alabama, or Alabaster, Alabama, all the way up to Huntsville, Alabama. Sold our house, sold my little agency to a producer in town. Moved to Huntsville, and I showed up at Craig's door and said, I'm ready to work. Literally kind of created my position with Craig. Started on the ground floor as a producer, worked my way up to running his third smallest location. Within 14 months, was running all 3 of his locations. At that time, we were about 15 million premium. We grew to $40 million in premium over the next decade. And Craig sold a little less than a year ago in an 8-figure deal. He's 51 years old, sold in an 8-figure deal. Y'all, he did it right. If you're wondering, why did he sell? Because he had done 26 years in the business, won the Hall of Fame for his carrier. What else was there to prove? Doesn't ever have to work a day in his life. But you know what, y'all? He's working now way more than he ever did as an agent, right? He's working with dozens and dozens of agencies all across the country, as do I, as Gabriella is starting to work with more and more agencies. So that's my story. I've been in your shoes, y'all. I've been yelled at by a customer over a $6 a month rate increase, thinking, what the heck? Like, these people got nothing else better to do. I've also talked to people about $600 rate increases over a policy period. I've seen policies double in price. Here's what we teach, just to kind of put it all in a nutshell. It's all about selling value and coverage. Now, lots of people say that, value and coverage, but they're not really teaching people to do it the right way. We have crafted a sales process, y'all, that will allow your producers to write more policies, you and your teammates, to write more business regardless of the price. Right now, you got the best rates, y'all. Gabriella, y'all got the best rates in your town? No? You don't got, Mariah, you got the best rates in town?
No.
No, of course not. Everybody watching, you don't have the best rates in town. So if you're selling on price, if your staff are selling on price, we're going to really struggle, right? So what we teach is to sell on coverage, value, and advice. Super long story short, because y'all can talk for hours. I literally do talk for hours all day. This is literally what I do. 6, 7, 8 hours a day is too soon. I'll keep this short. 2011, we had terrible storms in Alabama. Terrible storms. It was April 27th, 2011. I know because that was 6 weeks after I moved to Huntsville to work with Craig, and it was 7 days after my first son was born. Terrible tornadoes were coming, ripping through across the entire state. Started in lower Alabama, central Alabama, north Alabama, went into Tennessee. Over 300 people died that day. It was a terrible day. Billions and billions of damage. Our carrier almost pulled out of our state. Our carrier was going to pull out all properties and just say, y'all just broker it. We don't want the risk. We don't want the risk down there. They didn't do that. What they did was they doubled, tripled, and quadrupled our home rates, took as much rate as they could on the auto, and it was a tough couple years. Tough couple years. But what we learned was that we could still write a lot of business by selling on coverage and value, not just price. that's when all this stuff really started to pick up. And in 2015, we started working with agencies all across the country. We now have over 1,500 agencies in our program, just under 10,000 users in our program, and we're helping their team members win and thrive, even in this very tough environment. So do you have any questions for me before I maybe show the platform, or any questions for Gabriella?
No questions so far. I think that you made an excellent point as far as rates go. I talk to captive agents and independent agents every day, and it doesn't really matter where you are or what carriers you're working with. We are all in the same boat where the insurance industry is kind of in this very difficult position right now, and it's hard to be an agent no matter where you're at. So I just kind of want to reiterate that these skills to sell on coverage and customers that come to you for price will leave you on price. This is not particular to captive or independent. That gets confused. I hear independent agents say, oh, you have to sell on value because you're a captive agent. And I'm like, well, if you're not selling on value, then you're really hurting your clients. And I hear it every day. When I talk to people, we talk processes. I don't really help them with their sales scripts or any of that. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of weight on what we do. It can literally change people's lives. And I think agents really forget that. They think that, it's just the commission and it's something that they have to have. And if they had bad insurance before us, then what's the harm in them having bad insurance now that they're with us? And that's a very selfish way to look at insurance. So I love that that's what you guys teach. I've heard programs and talked to coaches that just, work on different ways to spin the price. And that is definitely not the right way to do business. So I'm really excited for you to jump in and see more about this course. So yeah, let's do it.
So I'm going to pull up my web browser here. Make sure I pull up the right one. I have 4 monitors and a bunch of windows. Let's make sure I'm pulling up the right one. Can you see the platform? Yes, here we are. So this is our platform. It's wigginsuniversity.com, built on Lightspeed VT's platform. It's fantastic, y'all. We have over 1,500 training videos for you and your team. Over 1,500 training videos here on the platform. We also have a ton of documents. We have over 100 documents and processes, things like sales scripts, service scripts, marketing guides, example agency handbooks, example compensation plans, you name it, we've got it. Top path scripts, we've got so much stuff here, over 100 documents and processes. You can even take notes on the videos because we have 1,500 chapters. You might think, what was I watching the other day? You can take notes on the videos live. You can see your reporting and usage for yourself, but more importantly, for your teammates. Y'all, here's the deal. This can't be, whatever you do, if you join CWC, which by the way, we would love to have you. We would love to have you at CWC. Use promo code Gabriella at CraigWigginsCoaching.com. Gabriella at CraigWigginsCoaching.com to get your first month for only $30, $29.95. It's only $197 a month thereafter. You ever join a gym, y'all? You want to do like me? So about 4 or 5 years ago, Gabriella, you know what? I joined Anytime Fitness. Why did I join Anytime Fitness, Gabriella? Well, because I'm busy. I was working like crazy, managing our 5 locations, $40 million in premium across 2 states, Alabama and Georgia, traveling all the time. I wanted a gym that I could go to at 10 o'clock at night or 5 a.m. in the morning. I needed a gym that had locations in Alabama and Georgia. So I joined Anytime Fitness, paying $47 a month. It was $47 a month for that membership. In about 3 years, Gabriella, how many times do you think I went there? In 3 years?
I don't know, maybe 10?
Yeah,
Once.
Less than 10. Probably,
I was
seriously,
gonna say
probably
once.
9 to 10 times. I would go, and then I would hurt. I'd be like, okay, I'm going to give myself a few days to rest. 4 months would go by, and then I'd go, I swear to God, y'all, I spent $47 a month for over 3 years. And I probably went 10 times. Now, the gym that I go to costs about $200 a month total for me and my wife to go unlimited times. We register for a class. If we cancel that class with less than 8 hours notice, they fine us $10. Wow. There's more commitment there. You cannot join CWC, Craig Wiggins Coaching, or any other program and let it be that gym membership or let it be that book. You ever bought a book and said, I'm going to read this book, and then you put it on a shelf and do nothing with it? This will not solve your problems, y'all, if you just buy the book or if you just register for the thing. You got to do the work. So let's take a look and see what the work looks like. If I dive into the training center by clicking on Start Training, this takes us to our training center. We have all of our newest courses that we put here at the top. Cross-selling from service. Right now, this is a huge, huge opportunity for every single one of y'all. Every single one of y'all should be taking more advantage of working with your existing customers to deepen our relationships with them and make sure that they are truly protected, fully protected with you and your agency. So cross-selling from service, brand new course just added 2 weeks ago. Retention. I don't know if y'all are struggling with retention right now, but many agencies are. Many agencies are. Retention is not moving the right direction. We have an almost 6-hour course with 23 chapters on retention. Rate increases. We know everybody is facing rate increases right now, over 31 chapters for just under 4 hours. We have all of our other core curriculum down here. So agency owners out there, you will have your own learning path. Your staff will not see anything with the word owner in it. We have 26 courses just for owners and managers. I'm not going to go into each section, but like things on staffing, hiring, onboarding team members, coaching and accountability, lead management, scaling your agency, acquisitions, like so much stuff. 26 courses, hundreds of chapters. We have 21 sales courses. So this is what your team members see. 21 sales courses, 12 service courses, life, retirement, and benefits, 14 courses, 23 courses with every single live event we've ever done, every single webinar we've ever done. Y'all, in this one section here, there's a couple hundred hours of training. In all these other sections, the courses might be 2, 3, 4 hours, but the chapters are super duper short. In this section here, 23 courses containing a couple hundred chapters, there's a couple hundred hours of training here. Whatever you want help with, we have it.
Okay, Joseph, I got to stop you real quick. So I got to ask, back on that page where all the different courses. So I'm hearing this for the first time, just like probably a lot of people watching. Yeah. So not going to lie, wholly overwhelming, right? Hundreds of courses, videos, tons of hours. So I kind of want to ask Gabriella, for you, what problem did you have in your agency that when you joined this program, you like started on this course and it made the most impact for you?
Yeah, so first of all, the first time that I was in the platform, I was like you.
Holy cow.
So much.
But you know what? So this is something that they have that probably Joseph didn't mention. So they have an onboarding specialist. So they have a couple. I work with Tara, that she's amazing. So what they did for me is that she called me, and so she said, okay, Gabriella. So, and she asked me all type of questions about what I really want to accomplish with the on-demand. And because agents are coming here with different needs. So in my specific need at that time, it was more like retention. A huge book, a big book of business. Now I need to retain. So she was showing me where I need to start. So it's not like we're gonna be by ourselves, because it's a lot of information. So then she asked me the question, and then she said, okay, you can start with this. You can then move to this. And that was a lot of help for me. And so I start with retention, and that's the way that I was going through the platform. Now it is overwhelming, but let me tell you, 5-minute videos. So it is okay. A lot of information, but it's a 5-minute video. So what I'm doing in my agency right now is that every morning we start, because retention is a concern. Mm-hmm. I find out the way that how I can help my producers, but I think retention is now the concern because everybody is calling for the rate increases. So 5-minute video in the morning. So we meet at 9. So we have this 10-minute conversation, like a 5-minute conversation, 5-minute video, and they're getting, the knowledge and the ideas and how to overcome when somebody calls. So for me, that is actually the part that I'm working right now with my team. Yeah, but it's a lot of information that the producers, the agency owners, how to recruit. That I know that is a tough conversation right now, but that's the way that I'm using it right now.
Awesome. I thank you so much for sharing. That's and that's good to say, like in general, right? That every agency is going to have different goals and priorities, and retention being your big concern. That's where I love that you can go in and say, okay, these are skills we can learn. This is stuff we can focus on because our priority is retention. Where in other agencies, it might be boosting sales, or maybe it is hiring talent and training them and teaching coverages. So It's great that it's broken out like this. Thank you for saying that they were 5-minute videos, because I'm hearing like hundreds of hours of videos and I'm like,
I
oh
know.
my gosh, when can I squeeze this in? But we can definitely squeeze in a 5-minute video in a team meeting, you know, every morning, to kind of rally around and bolster that knowledge base.
Yes. And
You
then
hit
I
the
want
nail
to
on the
ask,
head right there. 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there. What we have to do is make time to train. Make time to train. We can come up with every excuse, just like I came up with every excuse why I wasn't going to go to the gym. We can come up with excuses. We must make time to train and develop our team. What were you going to say, Gabriella?
no, Maria, you know, that happened to me, and I know that it's happened to too many agents. We want the team to produce, but we are not willing to invest the time in the team. So right now, in the way that the things are going in our industry, if we are not finding the time to coach our team, we are wasting our money. Yeah. But what is happening is that the team can just find, you know, we invest 3 or 4 years with a team member, and they can just go and find, you know, another agent that is going to pay more, because everybody is trying to hire somebody. So I think the time that we are investing in the team is the key. You know, I think is the key of the success right now. So these 5 minutes, I need to be disciplined with the 5 minutes, because I'm part of the call when I'm playing the videos, because I have a couple people working outside the office. So we're doing like a Zoom meeting, and we all together, you know, are plugging the videos. Sometimes I'm, you know, if I have a meeting, I couldn't, but I have somebody in my team who is in charge to do that. So she's supposed to, you know, open the Zoom meeting and do that. And we are consistently doing that just to have a better conversation with the customers when they are calling, because every state is facing the same issue with the rate increases. So that is helping us.
No, I completely agree. And the difference at the end of the day, the agents that are going to be standing and get to thrive through this are the ones who run their businesses and are involved and are investing in their people. And that in general has not changed, right? If you look at decades worth of surveys from employees, you know, people leave managers and leaders. They don't leave companies. It's not really how that works. And for a long time, there was a mentality of, you know, what can my employee do for me in my business? But with these new generations, that has shifted. You already mentioned you have some people working off site, right? Remote workers. I mean, my employees work off site as well. I have employees all over the country. I have a VA in the Philippines, for goodness sakes. You know, the world has changed. It's so virtual now. But if you still aren't spending that time, even if it is virtual or in person, people will leave leaders. And programs like this are super important, because most of us, I can speak for farmers agents at least, most of the farmers agents I talked to were really good at sales and became business owners. That doesn't mean they have good leadership skills. And we have to, as business owners, self-reflect and say, hey, what am I good at and what don't I know how to do? And then in my opinion, so I can say I used to be completely against coaching programs. You go back 4 years ago, I thought I knew better than everybody else. I was going to figure it out for myself. And I was just, you know, basically working much harder than I needed to, because I wasn't willing to learn from others. And after I invested in my first program and realized, oh my gosh, these guys have already figured all this out, and now I get to just jump ahead and be so much further, right? All of their years and all their money and that they've invested, they've figured this out, and now I can take advantage. And I was so stubborn about buying my first course, but once I did it, now I just buy everything. I buy all the courses, because I'm like, I want to know everything y'all know that you've taken you 15 years to learn, and I want to know it in a week, you know, because let's face it, I'm a millennial, so I want it, you know, yesterday, and don't want to have to work for it. That's my generation's mantra, right? It's kind of a joke, but so I love programs like this, and I wish there was. I didn't even know about Craig Wiggins Coaching back when I became an agent, because I was in banking in 2008 as well, and I was at Wells Fargo and then went to Chase after they bought Washington Mutual, and when I got into insurance, nobody told me about programs like this. I didn't know. I had to stumble upon stuff through social media years later, after I had wasted so much money, so much time, so much trial and error. So if you're a new agent, an older agent, no matter who you are, if you're watching this, at the end of the day, you have to innovate. You have to continue to learn and invest in your business. And none of that happens without you. Just like Joseph said earlier about, you know, spending the time. People have us build their system, and then they don't look at it for 6 months and call us back. Oh, I haven't had a chance. And I'm like, well, now it's different 6 months later because we keep innovating. So, you gotta spend that time. If your business isn't where it wants to be, the only reason is you. And I firmly believe that. And if you don't have the skills, programs like this will completely change your mindset and allow you to jump forward so fast. Gabriella, how long have you been on the program?
I started just like a month before going to Vegas, but I want to share my own experience, and then I'm gonna share somebody else's experience.
Yeah.
So in my own experience, my coach is the head of the coaches. So I hired Craig Wiggins to be my coach.
Nice.
It took me a little time just talking to all the coaches. And so why I did that? Because I want to keep my agency thriving, and it is, he knows, because his experience, he knows a lot about buying other agencies, putting together the best plan when you're doing that. So agents like me are thinking that maybe we can grow now in farmers, buying other agencies. And I was just thinking, I need somebody who knows everything about that and that they can guide me through. So I just find out that they are just, the masters of helping agents to put together purchasing agreements and things in order to buy the agencies. So I'm working with him. But I just want to give you an example. I invite this farmer's agent to be in the call, but probably he couldn't do it. I met Cole. He is an Oklahoma agent. And he was a prodigy agent for an agent in Oklahoma, and he became a farmer's agent. He bought a book of business, I think he said 3.5 million in the beginning, and he hired a coach just in the beginning. One of the Craig Wiggins coaches become his coach. He sold 1 million in personal line premium last year. So he's a 2 years agent. So when he was telling me his story, I was like, oh, okay, I don't know too many agents like you. So I said, so what do you, how you put this together, like to settle this personal line premium? Now, Oklahoma has a higher premiums. I, completely understand that he sold all of these premiums, but he became really good coaching his team. That I think that what he learned, how to coach his team. And now when he's hiring 5 producers at the same time. And so, and the only place that I heard that we need to, hire 5 producers at the same time is in the all-state environment. So they are not hiring 1 or 2, they're hiring like 3 or 4 times a year, and there's like a 3, 4, or 5 producers. And that is, that is a system behind why we need to do it like this. We as a farmer's agents, we are scared to just hire 1. Can you imagine to hire 5? So that's a lot of limiting beliefs that I have been, changing through the program. But that was, it has been working very well. And I know that is a great program because I saw the testimony from other agents as well.
I think everybody has seen Cole on social media. He's like the farmer's cowboy insurance, right? I love talking to him. He's so much fun, and he's done so well, so fast. It's awesome that he's on your guys' program. And I will say the whole hiring multiple, I heard that from an agent in my hometown. I'll leave her name out just because I don't have permission, but she hired 3 at a time. And basically said, I have 1 position open and you're all vying for it. And she got to have them compete for that position. And she did that all the time. And I don't know if that's what you guys teach. I have no idea. But the idea was actually how you mentioned that some agents are nervous about hiring even 1. What I hear from agents when they say they hire and it doesn't work out, they've put so much time, energy, and effort into training that person that their own activities and pipelines dry up, and then that person doesn't work out and they leave. And I actually think that hiring 3 or 5 is less scary because you have less chance of all of them failing, and you're hopefully training them kind of at the same time and investing that time once. So I think that sounds brilliant. We're kind of doing something similar. We're going to Dallas to do a conference on hiring top talent because it's changed. It's so much different to hire. Like you guys mentioned, it's never been harder. And I know that that's not my skill set. So I'm going down to learn and come back and have more skill set to implement that in my agency. And I'm big on systems. And obviously we're going to put this video and insurance automation and systems are super helpful. But at the end of the day, you have to have someone on the phone to sell that policy. So you have to have employees. That's never going to change, you know. How many employees do you have now, Gabriella? Or do you normally have?
No, I have with me 10.
10?
So
wow, that's awesome.
With a team of 10. My agency is a big premium and commercial. So I like a 50-50 commercial and personal lines. So that's probably what I need more people. But I actually had my coaching call with Craig today, and we're setting the plan to grow in personal lines. And I said, I'm scared to do that because we just lost Foremost Signature, and I was putting together my numbers. Okay, so this is the other thing that I'm doing, and probably it's something that is going to help a lot of farmers agents that we are not doing. That is knowing what is the closing ratio of my producers, and I know that Mariah, you're big and not just the systems, but knowing the numbers, right? So what is the conversion ratio when we are applying a marketing? So many agents, they didn't know that. So they, this producer has a good month, but what mean a good month mean, right? So personal lines, to be honest, has been a tough conversation in my agency because we love commercial and we love life insurance, and we said, okay, I can produce more premium in commercial than in personal lines. But the truth is that my personal line renewals are the ones who are holding my agency, and I can see the increasing of the folio just because we are retaining more. So now it's a challenge, but I told Craig, I'm going to take the challenge and I'm going to produce Century Club producers, the ones that they can produce 100 policies. It's scary. It's scary because, you know what we are facing right now. But I want to believe that I can have a couple of those in my agency. I don't have any Century Club producers right now, but I want at least 2.
Well, that's an amazing goal, and I have confidence in you that you're going to hit that. I know you can do it.
Yeah, and let me tell you, agency soon changed my life. Agency soon change everything in our agency. By the way, thank you for helping us to put together the automatization, because without agency soon, I'm lost because I see how much premium my producers are putting every day. When I receive my emails and see that is exciting, and I saw many agents in the mastermind meeting that we had with Craig a couple of weeks ago, how they just pulled the agency soon from their computers, and they're just in their phones, and they're just paying attention of how much premium the agency sold immediately. So I love that. Yeah. So thank you so much.
I'm so glad you love it. It's been so much fun to help agents with that. And, I always joke about, we have all these reports with farmers, and there's all these reports in AMS systems and with other carriers. But what data is easy and accessible and meaningful that we can see quick and instant? I've never been able to get a farmer's report to match an ACE report to a folio or to a bonus tracker. They're all different. I have no idea where they're pulling these numbers. So I love that my agency Zoom is my numbers. It's what our team puts in, and we can see that. And knowing your numbers and coaching your team, I don't think that you could, if you did those 2 things only, even if you were mediocre at sales, I think you would still have a successful agency, because they're going to get better every single day. Joseph, what else should we know about this program that maybe we haven't talked about yet?
Oh gosh, I forgot to mention earlier that in addition to to the platform, we offer live training every single Wednesday afternoon. Our live training sessions are awesome. Your team members are able to jump on and learn from me and other CWC coaches. And we also do live role play. So we teach your staff and have them do it back to us. Role play and practice is so important. I have a saying, practice makes permanent, yes. Not perfect. You can do the wrong thing over and over again and be perfectly not good. Practice makes permanent. We need to say the right thing over and over and over again. So we're really big on fostering role play within the agency, role play with us live every single week. It's really, really cool benefit. Here's what I'll tell you agency owners out there. You can only do so much on your own. right? If you really want to hit mega agency status, you have to duplicate yourself. Even if somebody's half as good as you, you might be the best person on your sales team right now. If somebody's half as good as you, but you get 3 people half as good as you, you're now doing 50% more than what you could have done on your own. And maybe you don't have to, be as involved day to day in the business. Developing other people, duplicating yourself, that is what's going to get y'all to 5 million, 8 million, 10 million, 12 million. Y'all think big. You can have a $15 million farmer's book. You can have a $20 million farmer's book. Stop thinking 3, 4, 5 million is your goal. Let's start thinking bigger. Gabby keeps talking about Century Club. Just to clarify what that is, that's 100 policies a month. 100 policies a month, not for an agency, for a producer. We have coached hundreds of Century Club producers all across the country in every state, every carrier, all across the country. We have Century Club producers. Why? Because the team members stopped limiting their belief, thinking that 5 items a day, 5 policies a day is a lot. It's not, y'all. It's 1 or 2 bundled households a day. 1 or 2 bundled multi-lined households a day is well over 100 policies a month. So start to think bigger. Start to think about how you can develop your staff. We can help you. You do not have to be a perfect coach or rely on us. We actually have a team meetings done for you section, which is really cool, where we kind of allow you to have team meetings with our video. You play it for a few minutes, pause for some open discussion, play for a few minutes where we teach something, pause for you to facilitate the role play with our script, play for a few minutes to take out the meeting. It's like perfectly scripting a meeting for you. Once you go through those 8 or 9 examples, now you can do them more on your own. You can do them more on your own. I can promise you this, y'all. Investing in your team will be the best investment you'll ever make. How much money do we spend on leads? Internet leads, live transfers, direct mail, marketing, social media, thousands of dollars a month. For like $7 a day, you can give you and your entire staff the training that they need to take those thousands of dollars of investments in leads and marketing and turn it into massive amounts of production. So I just want to mention that live training as well. And I love that Gabriella, when she came to Vegas, got to see me, Craig, all of our other team members. She was like, oh my gosh, like she started to think bigger, y'all. And she's already big. She's already big for Farmers Agency. She started thinking, no, I could do so much more. My team members can do so much more. I want to grow. She told me, said, Joseph, I'm going to hire you to get my team members to Century Club. She didn't hire me. She hired Craig. So that's fine. That's fine. You went above my head and hired Craig.
She had to step
that's
up
okay.
a little bit.
I'm plenty full of myself in my program. But y'all, think bigger. Invest in your team. Try us out. Check us out. Just use Gabriella's name. Just Gabriella at CraigWigginsCoaching.com. Get the first month for $29.95. That's total for unlimited access for you and your team. It's only $197 a month thereafter. Y'all, 0 contracts, 0 commitments. If we're not for you, shoot me an email. Say, hey man, turn it off. Done. No big deal. Or you might be like one of the well over 1,200 plus agencies that have been with us for years. We have just under 1,500 total agencies. A little over 1,000 have been with us literally multiple years. That's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. Any final thoughts from you, Gabriella?
Awesome. No. I definitely recommend the agents to take a look. I sent my code to some agents in Illinois. Just try it, and I just get a lot of good feedback. Now, remember, Tara, they have an onboarding because when you are in the platform the first time, it is overwhelming because you don't know where to start. But she can guide you through the process, and she's gonna ask the right questions because every agent is getting to this, to finding the program for different, results. Some are training, others are hiring, producers, retention. So I think have the conversation with the onboarding person is a key, just to maximize everything in the platform.
Yeah, I think that's a great point too, that everyone has different goals. Everyone has different goals, and that, when I got into programs, my goal was, not to say that this isn't an amazing goal and that I wouldn't want it one day, but my goal was not to have a $15 million agency. My goal was to get my life back. I was stuck at my desk for 6 days a week, felt like it felt like 10 days a week, most weeks, trying to build this agency and trying to figure this stuff out on my own, and hiring and failing and trying different marketing and not knowing my numbers. And I was burning out, and I was ready to be done. And I actually sold my agency in Washington and went to work with Allstate for about 6 months. Really did not enjoy that experience. And so moved my family to Idaho. Back to Farmers I went. And at the end of the day, I just wanted some balance back. I wanted to be able to hire people and delegate and know what was going on and kind of manage my agency without being involved every single step of every single day. So even if your goal is to build a wildly successful, profitable agency, or if you just need a breather and you don't know how to do that, everyone from there all the way in between of your goals, programs like this can just give you the how. Don't feel like you have to give up. Don't feel like you have to sell your farmer's agency, because if you do, it sounds like Gabriella's going to buy it. So, and then she'll just make it amazing. But don't feel defeated. Just get resources to help you. We don't all know everything, and that's okay. And that's why programs like this exist. So I have really enjoyed learning about this. I really appreciate your guys' time. Anything we should add before we kind of wrap this call up?
Yes, yeah. Now that you mentioned, one thing. So actually, I was just pulling my notes from the mastermind that we have in Cancun. Okay, and I was writing this and then remember, and then I put a big note in my dream board. So Craig told me, before you get bigger, you need to get better. I couldn't forget. Be careful, because I know that for the first time, farmers open the opportunity for us to buy agencies, and everybody's talking about that. Be careful with that, because it is 100% true. Before you get bigger, you need to get better. So you don't have the automatization, you don't have the systems, you don't have everything that you need to have in order to duplicate or to escalate. Sometimes buying the agencies is not the best decision. So we need to be careful with that. This is for the farmers agents who are thinking of the opportunity to buy. Be careful with that. Better first and bigger after.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a great message to end on. And just for everybody watching, this is not just for farmers agents or Allstate agents. The Craig Wiggins Coaching Program helps independent agents and agents all over the country. So definitely check them out. Thank you guys so much for your time. We appreciate it. We will get this video up as soon as we can.
Thank you. Thank you, Mariah. Thank you.